The cloud gaming battle intensifies as Stadia does a big initiative that appears to be successful, but Xbox immediately follows up with an ad for the ages. Man, how Stadia and Xbox take their battle to new levels. Let's get into it.
Stay sick cause I follow my gut. They say I was pushing my luck. I'ma push me a matte all black truck. Oh, I'm not sorry.
What's up, people? What's up, people? What's up, people? It's your boy MM2K back again with another video. Do me a huge favor before we get into this one, y'all. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, rock those bells for notifications, please, so you know when your boy's dropping these doses. I appreciate all of y'all. Straight up, y'all know the deal, y'all know the reason, and y'all know the slogan. I am not too proud to ask. Let's get into it. All right, y'all. So two big things have happened pretty much back to back right now. I had a whole different video that I was going to do, but I had to scrap that. What I'll probably do is for Patreon members, I'll embellish on that a little bit more. It's a great conversation, so I'm going to flesh it out a little bit more, put it out there for the Patreon members. If you want to see that video, which talks about a lot of the strife in the community and what is our best foot forward, definitely become a Patreon member. Go to patreon.com/PNTS network. What you're going to want to do is go to the Stadia Dosage. All right, the Stadia Dosage membership, and then become a member through the Stadia Dosage membership, because this is going to be exclusive to Stadia Dosage members. You definitely don't want to miss it. All right, let's get on to today's video. All right, so we know about the campaign that there was for crowdplay. Crowdplay is in beta for Stadia. It's being rolled out. For those of you that don't know what crowdplay is, it's the feature that allows people that are watching YouTube streams to hop in and play against their favorite YouTuber. You know what I mean? While they're in midstream. You know, great feature. It was said to change the game when it was initially released, and now it's finally going to be launched, right? So, for all intents and purposes, the campaign's not over yet. It's still going on. There's gonna be another stream today. But what they've essentially done, and let's do this because we covered this on the Broadband Bullies website. We talked about it here. Stadia Corner, big YouTubers upcoming Stadia showcase creating buzz. And Karim Jovian was going to be doing multiple streams this week, which he's still, completing. And during those streams, he's giving free codes out to Mortal Kombat's I think it's the Armageddon edition, right? So he wasn't the one that kicked it off. It was another streamer by the name of Juggernaut, and he was successful too, with some caveats, how the codes were given out, but he was successful too in garnering a lot of attention for Stadia, for people asking questions, and Jovian just followed up and he created a bigger buzz. There was straight pandemonium here for these codes. So, at the end of the day, these were successful campaigns by both Juggernaut and Karim Jovian. You know what I mean? And what it's doing is it's exposing a lot of people to the platform and letting them know that yes, Stadia is a viable platform for you to game on. And even I think Juggernaut did an excellent job. He said, look, I fell victim too to all the bibble babble and all that crap that I heard on the internet. And he said, when I finally got the platform in my hands, I felt none of that. I was duped just like you guys. And he basically broke it down to everybody. So I think it was a very important campaign, and it's going to be successful in the long run from the way it appears now. Okay. Now, as a follow-up to all that, Xbox is fighting a multifaceted campaign, right? And here goes just some of the footage from the Mortal Kombat campaign from Karim, at least, Now, Microsoft is fighting a multifaceted campaign. They're trying to not only deal with the likes of PlayStation, but then they got to deal with the cloud gaming space too, because they ultimately want to, be a leader there as well. So because of that, and because of the successful campaign, Microsoft dropped an advert. And as someone who has been very critical of Xcloud, because I don't feel that with the Microsoft caliber of technology that they have at their disposal, at the talent that's known to be there. I don't think it's up to par, but man, oh man, oh man, you would not believe so with this ad. I gotta give kudos where kudos is deserved. So let's take a look at the ad right here. This ad is phenomenal, and it just shows you why that even if you don't have the greatest tech, that should not hold you back too much for mind share off the bat. If you can get into people's heads and be favorable with them, as long as they feel that your product is good enough, all the other technical capabilities, won't matter. And that's what Microsoft is banking on in their battle against Google and Amazon. They know, particularly Google, we don't know where Amazon's at with their tech, but they know particularly Google is ahead of them as far as the technology is concerned. They know that. Now, for the naysayers and the outraged culture venturist and the idiot herd, you know what I'm saying? Those that hop out and say, oh no, Stadia's too laggy, and this is... Xbox knows that's a lie, but they're not going to jump out and say, oh no, that's a lie. No, don't do our competitor like that. No, they're playing it smart and they're keeping their mouth shut. They want you to believe whatever you're going to believe, as long as it's helpful to them and it's detrimental to their competition. Now, with all that said, they know the truth. They know the threat that Google poses, regardless of what a wrong yay or mean cast boy says. They don't care about them. They know they have the numbers that we don't have in front of them. They know the real deal. So they feel it's important for them to hop out and to do adverts like this. And I'm telling you, this is a killer advert. I really urge you. I'm gonna leave a link to it below. Even though this is Stadia Dosage, you got to see this. All right? Because this represents, even though there's no TV screen or no PC screen, it makes cloud gaming on Android devices, which only 11% of cloud gamers game on right now, but it makes that 11% seem so appealing. So can you imagine if you are someone like Google, who has the other 89% at your disposal? Where's your ad like this, right? So overall, what are my thoughts about the campaign from Google and Xbox's response? Well, first and foremost, I think the campaign from Google, again, is a great one. Caveat how some of the codes have been given out. I think they didn't think that through thoroughly, but overall, the campaign is doing a great job, and it's still going on. You can still get Mortal Kombat 11 codes. I'm going to get one. Trust me, I'm going to keep fighting to get one. Eddie got one. Damn him. Big ups Eddie Player One, me, him, and Brian of Club Stadia. We did a live stream, and Eddie was in there playing Juggernaut. You know what I mean? And then he got to play Karim too, Jovian. That being said, let's go on to the response. Microsoft has more mind share right now than Stadia. Stadia has to battle out of that hole. I get it, and I repeat it all the time. This is the data collection phase. Anybody that's looking at this at the proper lens knows that within the first 12, and dare I say 18 months, Stadia is just trying to collect data so they can enhance their product so it can be superb and superior for next gen. And all the stars were aligned. You got to think about it this way. All the stars were aligned. They had Doom coming 2019 directly after launch, right? Then they had Cyberpunk 2077 coming in February. Then they had Marvel coming in May. And in between that time, Uplay Plus was supposed to release. If all the stars would have aligned properly, they would have been able to hide this data collection phase and mask it within a true full-blown retail sale of the platform. But all those stars, all those critical stars fell apart. So they had to go back to the drawing board. And because they had to go back to the drawing board, things don't look as promising to the average consumer that knows about this than it originally would have. But those of us that look past the first 5 minutes and now can see what's going on and realize what Stadia is doing. So I don't put the pressure on them that a lot of people put the pressure on them on. If you look at everything in totality, you know what the platform is. You don't overshoot the moon on it. You know what I'm saying? And the CEO Zelnick of Take-Two pronounced that. It got misworded and screwed up by the media with an agenda, but he worded that don't overshoot the moon on what Stadia is, at least right now. With that being said, whenever you present yourself, whether it's a data collection phase or whatever, you gotta be in a positive light. You can't say, well, I'm in a negative light right now, but I'm gonna turn it around. No, you always wanna stay above water, because this is a cancel culture, an outrage culture, and they love to keep their foot on people's faces to keep them down to the concrete, okay? So if you wanna get past that, you gotta do things that are gonna show you in a better light than your competition. And dropping a commercial like this first should have been something that Google should have done, because you have more capabilities. You could have shown this. You could have started off and made it even more simpler and even more impactful. Start off with a girl, I want to say in her late 20s, maybe early 30s, playing on her tablet on the phone. In her room, right? Playing on a tablet in her room. Then, she goes downstairs. She sits when your friends come over. She goes downstairs. She sits in the living room with her friends, right? And as she's sitting in the living room with her friends, they're all playing Stadia, right? Then, as they're playing Stadia, they leave and go to a coffee shop where she brings her laptop and she's playing on her laptop. Then all of the friends go to the beach or to a park or whatever, and they're playing on the phone. That would have been perfect. Now, why did I say a young woman in her 20s or 30s? Because that's the target demo for cloud gaming. I'm gonna pull the layer of the onion back a little bit. That's the target demo for cloud gaming. Look at this commercial. Now, I've been saying this for months, that the target demo is females at the latter end of the scale of 20 and early 30s. This commercial is predominated with females. And Google knows that. They have the data. And why Google didn't drop a commercial like this first bewilders the hell out of me. But it's the frustrating love that I have for this platform. So I will say this, at the end of the day, Stadia has done a wonderful thing with the Mortal Kombat 11 campaign. However, and they got the better tech, and they provide me the better experience because the technology is better and smoother, and I can access it on more screens. But Microsoft is winning the mindshare war because there are just simple and reasonable and easy and tangible things that Stadia should be doing that they refuse to do. And even though I don't put all this absurd pressure I feel on the platform as some may do, you know what I'm saying? There are just the norms that they should be doing, and this was one of them. Having Xbox do this first really does sting. So Stadia, I hope that you sit down, you realize this, and you get into absorption mode, because it is us, the gamers, that are trying to tell you how to navigate some of this. We don't want to tell you everything that you need to do, but there's just some clear-cut things that you are not following that you should follow, because you got the better tech. Now you just got to get the better mind share. All right? And with that said, that's it from your boy MM2K. Let me know what you think about what I had to say in the comment section below, because like I always say, who cares what I think? But if you did like what I had to say, check out the links below to find me. Those links will lead you to the Broadband Bullies, PNTS Network, Hard Knock Digital Culture, and yes, the Stadia Dosage. And with all that said, don't forget, let me do this so y'all can see this. Karim is still going to be streaming Mortal Kombat today. Go to his channel, which is Karim Jovian Games. Go there, subscribe, get the bell so you can possibly get your free code. Look at this chat. This chat is in pandemonium for codes, man. It was a nut house. So successful campaign. With that said, you all have a wonderful, wonderful gaming day. Peace.